Very good. Okay, everybody. Welcome to the Zoom Wednesday game day. Going to share my screen here. My name is Todd Ganofsky. My special guest, Cowboy Jeff McFatridge, will be with us momentarily. And I'm just going to, with no further ado, go ahead and jump in. I want to honor the time of people that are taking their lunch break. And this first half of the presentation, I want to have done here within 15 minutes. So, with no further ado, again, Todd and Jody Ganofsky, special guest Jeff McFatridge, aka Cowboy, will be with us here shortly. It's great to have you with us. 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central, of course, 11 Mountain and 10 Pacific. It's good morning to you on the West Coast. So again, what are we talking about here? Some of you joined us because you have been told that At Cost Metals has the absolute best price on gold, silver, precious metals anywhere on the planet, period, end of story. And that is a fact. And I want to get you that information right away and give you a little bit of background on the company and then let you get back to your lunch here. And if you have questions, you can jump off and call the person that brought you to this meeting and get pricing information. Or you're welcome to stay for the second half of this meeting, and I'll explain what that is from about 12:15 until 12:30. So here we go. At Cost Metals, independent affiliate. I'm a gold level, which is right now the highest level independent affiliate. So it allows me to help you get the best price on gold, silver, precious metals. What are we talking about here for the requirements of a successful company? Number one, perfect timing. I think all of us would agree now is the time for gold, silver, precious metals. Somebody will say, well, it's already gone up. I've missed my window. I believe we are so much closer to the ceiling, to the floor than the ceiling of where this is going to go with gold, silver, and precious metals. Either way, it is a perfect hedge against inflation. You know, if you'd have talked to people 2 or 3 years ago, 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10 would have been into gold, silver, and precious metals. Today, I'll talk to those same people and I'm getting 7 or 8 out of 10 are interested. They're either already buying and they're interested at getting a better price, or they think they should be buying and they just don't know where to get it. And that's where you come in. You have an opportunity to help a lot of people save a lot of money. Perfect products. We understand the value of gold, silver, and precious metals. Gold and silver has been used as a standard to measure the value of paper money for generations. Even kids know the value of gold, silver, and precious metals. Perfect business model. What are we talking about here? Well, without going into a lot of detail, the big question you might be asking is how is JD? JD's our owner, and Troy Leco is our co-owner. And JD has sold over millions, hundreds of millions of dollars of gold, silver, and precious metals in his adult lifetime. He's still a young man, but he's done a lot. What's the business model? Well, it starts with an owner who's not greedy. Let's just get that real clear. Our owner is he's a meek guy. He's brilliant. He's not out trying to buy the nicest, newest, biggest car. He's trying to get you the best deal on gold, silver, and precious metals. And because of that, he's not lining his pockets by raising the margins and making money on other people's purchases. Of course, some money has to be made to sustain the business model. But again, just so you understand, there are 9 suppliers that are authorized who buy their gold, silver, and precious metals directly from the US Mint. So these 9 suppliers, they're called APs. It stands for authorized purchasers, or authorized approved purchasers, if you will. I just call them suppliers. Every single gold, silver, precious company out there is getting, just about all of them, I'll say, if it's illegal, they're getting their money from one of those 9 suppliers, and those 9 suppliers are buying directly from the US Mint. So what does that mean? Well, when all these different gold and silver companies out there buy from the suppliers, they're buying it at a dealer cost. Okay. And some of them get a better discount than others. So there's levels of how much of a discount based on volume. But when they do buy from the dealer, for them to make money, they have to raise the price. Most of them 12 to 18%. We'll get into that in a second, but you just have to understand this is how we're beating them. There's 2 ways we're beating them. Number one, ours is a membership model, which we'll get into in just a second. You have to be a member to get our prices. JD is a software genius. He's a development genius. He has interfaced the At Cost Metals website directly with four of those nine suppliers. So when our people come in to buy gold, silver, precious metals, they are going straight to the supplier through us to the supplier, bypassing the middleman. Okay, so we're not having to mark things up 12 to 18%. Here's a little hint. Costco's business model, Costco makes 73% of their profits based on their membership model, which enables and empowers Costco to sell the same products for less money. So there's your business model. Now you connect that to the fact that our owner's not greedy. Here's my example of that, and we'll move on to the next slide. Our gold bars are $55 less per gold bar than Costco, which is a membership model. So that tells you that again, it's the best price on the planet, and we are taking less profit as a company, and that's giving the end purchaser the best deal. More about the company. I just told you about JD and Troy, brand new company, but these guys have been doing this their entire adult life. We are offering true at cost pricing on precious metal bullion. Valuable numismatics fuel the residuals. Residuals means ongoing commissions. And again, some of you aren't interested in that at all. But all you want is the best deal on gold, silver, precious metals. And that's what we're going to get you here. That's what we're offering. A numismatic basically means it's like a collectible. It's a specialty item. It's a coin that's had more workmanship put into it, and therefore the value of numismatics is typically higher than gold and silver bullion, and there may be a little bit more of a markup on our numismatics. However, you're going to see here in a minute, we are still typically, here's the word, typically 12 to 18%. We're always the cheapest. We're typically 12 to 18% below. Don't even worry about the compensation plan. Again, if that's something you're interested in, you can stick around for the second part of this conversation. If all you want is the best deal on gold, silver, precious metals, that's what our focus is right now. At cost products, we do offer everything you could possibly want. If you don't see something on our website that you want, you can go into our chat, you can ask for it, and you will get it. We offer the same precious metals, but at cost. Same exact thing. All these other companies are selling. Ours is just less expensive, and we're cutting out the middleman. American Eagles, Buffaloes, Morgan and Peace dollars, Canadian Maple Leafs, South African Krugerrands. I always stop there because I want to tell you a couple stories. And some of you might want to memorize these stories just to help people understand, because facts tell, but stories sell. A Krugerrand Cowboy, and I don't know if he's on the call yet here. Cowboy, when you're on the call, actually, I'll just reach out for you in just a second for your feedback. But Cowboy was buying Krugerrands at $55 over spot, and he thought he was getting a really good deal. Spot is that baseline price, which changes about every 20 seconds. Everybody's spot price is the same. Don't let anybody tell you different than that. 55 over spot. Cowboy thought he was getting a good deal. He talked with JD, our owner. He says, if you've got such a good deal, what's your price on Krugerrands? And JD said $5 over spot as opposed to 55, a $50 difference in price. Buyback is also very important. Cowboy said, "Well, what are you buying the Krugerrands back for?" And JD said, "Right at spot." So $5 over for the purchase, right at spot. Cowboy's buyback price with the other company was 55 under spot. There's a $55 difference there. Folks, that's a big deal when you start talking about volume and larger purchases, even on a smaller purchase. I mean, it's just a big deal. Generic bars and coins, Engelhard, Johnston Matthews, so much more. You can check out the site. You can go to At Cost Metals, look at what we've got. Again, if it's not there, we can get it for you. But you do need to be a member to access this pricing. What's the big deal? Dealer direct versus at cost. Again, going back to just value, 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 hashtag nobody beats our prices, period, end of story. This has been consistent. This actually was taken, this price comparison back when we just got started here back in November and December, but this has been consistent with what I have seen week after week. Our company on a Silver Eagle at this time was $26.48. This is not an MS-70 Silver Eagle numismatic. This is a basic Silver Eagle, the most purchased coin in the world. Random Company A, $29.90. B, Company B, 31.54, 31.01, 31.24. Again, not a huge deal when you're just buying one coin, but you start talking about a monster box, which is 500 coins. This is a significant deal. Here's the bottom line. Go to the bottom here. If you are buying the exact same thing, why would you start out paying 12 to 18% more? It just doesn't make any sense. Keep this simple. Anybody out there who's interested in gold, silver, and precious metals, or yourself, you won't beat our price. Do the homework, do the math, go find your best price, come back to us, and we will beat it. Period. That's our story, and we're sticking to it. And that's why At Cost Metals is exploding. Now, our current promotion, we've got a lot of different promotions. This one, of course, is relevant still today. It's the Trump fight coin. I don't know if those are the current prices because silver has, of course, gone up a bit. But this is an example of promotions that we regularly do. Now, I am going to pause right here and get out of the screen share. I'm going to come back to this in just a moment. My friend Cowboy Jeff is with us. I'm going to bring him in just a second and then go into part two. Um, all I want to say, friends, is we're doing this better than any business model I've ever seen. I have not been in one conversation in a year where I've lost a deal due to price. I just want you to hear that. I haven't lost one deal due to price. There are people out there who are already buying, and there's some good companies out there. Please understand, I'm not going to name them because that muddy the waters, but there's some good companies out there. None of them are beating our price. I've had people wrestle with me and they say, well, this company, you're only beating them by 4%. See, I told you, you're only beating their price by, do you hear that argument? You're only beating them by 4%. Just hear that. So typically 12 to 18% below anybody. But if we're beating them, and then it came back around that gentleman didn't see the small print that to get that price with that other company, which is a good company, you had to buy $1,500 to even get down to the 4% difference. Folks, nobody beats the price and the value of at cost metals. I promise you, you've got people all around you that are in your network. I did not know who they were in my network. I had to ask, but I found that one would lead to another, to another, to another. And there were hundreds of people in my network that are interested in gold, silver, and precious metals. And you can't beat our price, period. That's the end of my story on this section. Cowboy, jump in, do what you do. It's 12:15. And after you all hear Cowboy, if you need to jump off this call before we go into the next section, that's okay. But I want you to hear from my friend Cowboy Jeff, who sat down with the owner back in October, and he was the one that told me, Todd, you'd be really silly to not jump in on this opportunity. Go ahead, Cowboy. Can we unmute him? Jody, we've
Can
got
you
him
hear me?
muted. Uh-oh. Cowboy, can you hear me? You have signal where you are? He may not. He just may not be in a good place of signal. He'll chime in at the end. He'll go find it. He literally is a real cowboy for those of you that don't know. And he's out there raising these championship killer bulls, and he has the earpiece in, and he's doing business all day long while he's training these competition bulls. Sometimes I always joke he has to go find a tree or hang off a gutter to get better reception. But Cowboy will be back with us here in just a few minutes. So I want to say again today, before we switch gears and go into the next segment, and then again, we're going to have some training tonight, some Q&A if you want to come back this evening. I sent that out on the same link. Cowboy, can you hear us now? I see him. He
How
came
about now?
back.
Can you
I,
hear me?
yes, talk to us.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm hauling bulls and I'm in a horrible area. Say, hey, do
That's
me a favor.
okay. Tell us
Go,
why
go,
you're all in on this deal, brother.
go back to that price comparison chart.
Yes, sir. One moment. You got it.
This just popped in my head.
Yep. This one here?
Yep. So you see how we're about $4 cheaper on that coin, right?
Yes.
Okay. If I would have bought a monster box from At Cost Metals at that price back then in November, and you would have bought one from any of the other dealers, right? Well, silver's gone up about $4. So right now today, you would have broke even, and I would have made $2,000.
Say that again, just to be clear. That's powerful. I get it.
So
Just say it.
so in November, when we took these prices and wrote them down, if I would have bought a monster box, 500 Silver Eagles for that price from At Cost Metals, and you would have bought a monster box from any other dealer on the planet, online or offline, right now you would have broke even because you paid. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
and I would be $2,000 in the black profit. So that's the power of coming over here and getting a membership. I mean, here's another thing. I had to deal with this the other day. I had a guy. He's lost his job. He don't have a lot of money, and he knows he needs to stack gold and silver. So I told him, come over here. Hey, if you have to pawn your TV, come up with $399. They're going to send you $225 worth of silver for free, so you can start stacking metal. And I know you don't have money to buy more, but we'll start reaching out to your friends and your family and helping them become members, and you can start earning money through At Cost Metals to buy silver and gold.
Now let me pause you. Let me pause you right there. Some of you on this call are only here to get the best price. I want to be crystal clear. Everything Cowboy just said about earning money, if that is offensive to you or not of interest to you, don't let it diminish what he just said about if you'd have bought from us back in November, you'd be in the black by 15% versus these other people that have bought at 12 to 18% more than us. But if you're not interested at this point in hearing about the membership and the business model of how you can make a side income, a part-time income that could easily overtake and become a full-time income, that's not of interest to you, it is okay. You do not need to build a business to be a part to get the best deal. You don't have to do anything. You get to. It's an option. So go ahead and jump off and talk to the person that brought you to the call. At this point, we're going to shift. So Cowboy, tell us now a little bit again about there's this business model. I mean, you basically tell somebody else where to get the best deal on gold, silver, precious metals, and you get paid for that?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I ask people to do, I ask them to pay less for gold and silver, and tell a friend. That's it. It's that simple. We want you to pay less money and tell a friend.
That's it.
That's it.
All day long. Cowboy and I got to know each other back in October, and I loved him. I met him for 5 minutes on the phone and was like, I love this guy. He loves God. He loves Jesus. He loves his country, and he loves people. He cares immensely about people. And within 5 minutes, I said, I'm going with this guy. I believe him. And I met the owner. Everything we're telling you is the truth. Like I told you, I've not lost one. I've not lost one deal in a year due to price. And again, Cowboy's first paycheck was $30,000. I'll leave it at that, and now we'll get into how that happens. Cowboy, anything else you want to add before I jump a little bit more into how you made $30,000 after through pre-launch? You told enough people that your first paycheck was 30 grand.
Yeah, I helped enough people that help people that, man, it's and I apologize, I got ahead of myself, but I was excited.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I know it's amazing. It's difficult to separate making money while you're doing something that's value driven. It's hard to hold back on that because it's such an awesome deal. So I love it. Stay with us if you can. I know you're busy. I want to bring you in at the very end here. It's 12:21. Got about 9 minutes. Let me go ahead and unless you have anything else, I want to let you finish your thought.
I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay, we'll bring you back in at the end here. Thank you, Cowboy. Very good. So again, Fight Promotion, how do you make money? How do you get to $30,000 a week, which is the maximum amount you can make, by the way, $30,000 a week. 120,000 a month, 1.5 million. Some of you just disconnected mentally because of unbelief. I'm telling you, Cowboy Jeff, and Cowboy will tell you there's nothing magic about Cowboy. He just picked up the phone and told people, and those people told people, and he told about 28 people, and it turned into 4,000 because why did it explode like that? Because it's such a good deal. It's value driven. This is not compensation driven, it's value driven. So let's continue. How do you become a member? How do you make money? Let's move quickly. 399, that's the most popular. That's one time. I talked to a guy this week who literally said this to me. He owns a roofing company and he's a monster guy in roofing, doing stuff down in Florida. He said, Todd, I'm really interested in your deal. He said, a guy told me about a deal just like this. He said, what's your buy-in? He goes, the guy told me to get this kind of pricing. I had to buy in at $1 million. I said, are you kidding me? I said, ours is $399 for 18 months. There is no buy-in. The buy-in is $399, and you get 18 months of unlimited at-cost pricing. Not $399 a month, folks. $399 up front. You're going to get 3 MS-70 Silver Eagle numismatic coins, which comes out to about $225. By the time you deduct 225 or 230 from 399, it comes out to about $9.67 a month is what you're paying to have the option to get as much gold, silver, precious metals as you can possibly buy. And there's no minimums or maximums. You can get in at 149, give you the same opportunity, but you just don't get the silver. You want the 3 MS-70 Silver Eagles. Trust me, you want it. I went from having no silver to having over $1,000 of silver just because of this Coin of the Month program, which we're going to get to in a second, and these 399 MS-70s, and I have got a secret stash of silver now, and I love it. It is fun. It's valuable. It's going up in value versus the dollars that I paid for it are going down in value. So it's a no-brainer. Everything about this is a no-brainer. Don't make it more complicated than it is. If you do want to collect silver on a monthly basis, we have this MS-70 Silver Eagle perfect graded numismatic coin. If you were to buy one of those Silver Eagles, one per month since 1986, just one per month till today, you would have invested roughly $35,000. It'd be worth probably about 1.5 million. There's a little variance in what it's worth. It's worth a lot of money, a whole lot more than the $35,000 in which you paid. You could start collecting silver and help other people that have never bought gold, silver, precious metals get in the water. There's no minimum buy-in. You don't get a better discount because you buy more. Everybody gets the same discount. It's a no-brainer. Now, how do you make money? Again, this is cool. You've got two teams, A team and B team. It's called a binary. Bi meaning, of course, two. Two legs, two teams. We all work together on this, right? If I bring in let's just say Rick Rupp is on the call here, and I've got Tim Porter below him on my screen. So I bring in Rick on the left and Tim on the right. They don't know each other. They have totally separate networks, but I know both of them are hardworking. Well, if they come in, I'm going to get $50 from Rick, and I'm going to get $50 from Tim just coming in as members. And by the way, Tim, you do get that $50 even before you're an official affiliate. We figured that out yesterday. So you'll get that money. That money will show up in your back office. Now, I also get 100 points for Rick, and I get 100 points for Tim. So I've got 100 points on my left side. I've got 100 points on my right side. Well, Rick goes out and tells two people, and Tim tells two people. And then the next week they tell two people. And about every week, all you really need are two people. I mean, if everybody gets busy within a 7-day period of time and this thing explodes, I'll have 100 points, not just for Rick and Tim, but for the two that they brought in and the two that they brought in and the two. This thing goes exponential. 2 goes to 4, 4 goes to 8, to 16, to 32, to 64. When it gets up into the hundreds, this thing starts exploding. I don't have to bring everybody in personally to get their 100 points. Now, if I want the $50 direct, I do. But I can work with my team who works with their team, and they work with their team, and they build their team, and they build their team. And all I'm doing is helping them. I'm answering their questions, getting them on 3-way calls, showing up to this Wednesday Zoom. And all of a sudden, this is how Cowboys grew. He told 28 people, and it grew to over 4,000 people. And his first paycheck was $30,000. He's still doing really well. I didn't tell that many people. Actually, now I have. My first paycheck wasn't quite as big as Cowboys, but I can tell you this, it pays, and it pays good. If you will put some attention to this, this will be a huge huge blessing to you and to your family. It's fun. It's like a game. It's easy. It's helping people. There's urgency on it. People care about this. By the way, if every person Cowboy brought in, he talked to 28 and 4,000 people came in. If they're all on the coin of the month, Cowboy's also getting an additional 20 points for every single one of those people, even if he didn't bring them in, even if he doesn't know them. He's getting 20 points for them and 100 points for every new member. Those points just begin to stack. Like I said, you're not talking about addition here. You're talking about exponential multiplication. It hits a certain tipping point and this thing just explodes. Now, when you have 500 points left, 500 points right, you're going to get a $500 check. The cool thing is I may be a little bit short on my points, and then they run the coin of the month, which runs on the 1st, the 7th, the 15th, 21st, 26th, and all of a sudden my points go and I cycle again. I get paid again. So that's kind of the automatic pilot or the residual income that starts coming in. Well, you don't have to keep replicating yourself over and over again. People, it's an automatic pilot element, which everybody wants mailbox money. That's your mailbox money right there. Every single person I do bring in personally, I am going to get 10% every time they cycle. So if I bring in Rick and I bring in Tim, and if Tim cycles once, I get $500, and if or Tim gets 500, I get 50. I get 10%. Rick cycles, I get 50. Those 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50, that adds up a lot. It's massive. Pot of gold bonus is a position that's been reserved, that's not paying out yet, but it will be an incredible bonus where 50% of all revenue will go to the top of the company and pay out evenly. It's just going to be an extra, whatever. It's just called a couple $1,000s bonus each month. It's fantastic. Again, how do you build this thing? What's the A-frame? Got just a couple of minutes here. To max it out, you want to get 6 people on your left team and 6 people on your right team. Now, it doesn't go wide. They drop underneath each other. They keep dropping. When you enroll somebody on your left and then your right and then your left, they go to the outside. It just goes deep, deep, like a tree going down, down, down. Those people end up. So in other words, you want to get in early because you never know if the person above you is going to drop somebody below you that's going to get after this thing. I mean, don't waste your time. Don't delay, because people are they stack underneath you, and somebody else could help you build your team. Now, to get to access and make the money on those points, there are ranks so the company stays afloat financially, because if they didn't, we'd be paying out more than we can to stay afloat. So to max out at 2,000 a week, 8,000 a month, 104,000 a year, I have to have one personally sponsored, Rick on my right, Tim on my left. And if they get busy and they get after this, I could go off on a missions trip and come back and be making 2,000 a week, 8,000 a month, 104,000 a year, if I have the right 2 people come in under me. Now, to get to silver, to get to the next level, that's now I've brought in 3 on my left, 3 on my right, and they're stacking under each other. Okay. They're helping each other out. Now I've unlocked the possibility of 10,000 a week, 40,000 a month, $540,000 a year. To get to gold, I've now brought in 6 left and 6 right. They're all falling underneath each other. They're not going wide. They're dropping below. It's going deeper and deeper and deeper. And then they're bringing in people. Now I've unlocked the possibility of what Cowboy did, where he was a gold before the company even opened. His first paycheck was $30,000. How many of you would like that? You go after something for a period of time, and 28 people multiplies. This is exponential, 28 to 4,000. Cowboy didn't get 3,000 other people in. He just brought in the right 28 people. By the way, my first week when I caught hold of this, I got Cowboy on a 3-way call with every single person. I didn't know what I was doing. Cowboy says, get them to me, get them on the phone with me. I signed up 23 people out of my first 30 people I called 2 days before Thanksgiving, and that gave my group a boost. But here's the truth. Out of your 6 people left and 6 people right, you really only need 2 people who really, really get after this deal. So I know we're running out of time. It's 12:31. I'm cognizant of that. Points can accumulate up to your max based on your rank. Okay, we just covered that. At cost means the price the dealer pays is the same price that the customers pay. You cannot beat our prices, period. It's because of our volume discount, our membership discount. Unused points remain intact. They do not flush. They do not reset. So in other words, most companies, the points go away. With ours, if you've got 100,000 in your left and 100 and 10,000 in your right, you'll get paid on the 10,000 and you'll still have 90,000 points waiting for you. It will not go away as long as you stay qualified on a monthly basis, which is so easy to do. So pay period is Sunday AM to Saturday PM. We compress the direct and 10% match when appropriate. Don't worry about the 75% hard cap. These are just legalities that keep us upright. So we're not paying out more than the company is taking in to stay afloat. It's just a tipping point in the company. Affiliate leaders do have input on the direction of the company. And last but not least, we know there's a better way to do precious metals. We have the best bullion prices and affiliate program anywhere. We want you to be a part of it. Let's go. Again, if you need to jump, I'm going to stay here for about 3 more minutes. If you need to jump, I want to honor your lunchtime and your break. It's 12:32. I'm going to bring Cowboy in for a final word. I want to make sure you know that our training is tonight. Our Q&A, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Pacific. It's open, it's community. It's not me talking the whole time. It's, hey, how's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? What can we do to help you? Please hear me. We built this company on three-way calls. One Zoom call a week or two and three-way calls. You don't need to take your eye off the ball of whatever assignment God has given you. But if you will just lock in, make a flurry of phone calls, get them here, and we'll help you. We'll get on three-way calls. Please put us on three-way calls. Tim and I were on multiple calls yesterday. I love it. It's what Jody and I do. It's what Cowboy does. Cowboy, any final word? I know I'll keep it less than 5 minutes over here. Final word of why this is the best opportunity you've ever been a part of.
Well, I mean, with gold and silver, and we're selling it less than anybody on the planet, online or offline. I mean, it's easy. It's a no-brainer. Everybody needs to be stacking gold and silver. I mean, Putin just talked about they're launching the BRICS currency. They're going to destroy the U.S. dollar. It's better to be prepared than not prepared. But I mean, get in this and just buy gold and silver. You don't have to tell nobody if you don't want to. But I don't want to just save money. I want to make money too. And the last thing I want is a job. I mean, start this off, call a few people, let us help you. And hopefully one day soon we can fire your boss.
It's freedom. Thank you, Cowboy. It's time freedom. It's fun, folks. It's legit. We all know the 2x2 model works. We all know it works, but it doesn't work if the value's not there. The reason this is working is because of the value of the pricing, the value of the opportunity, and the integrity and the humility of our owner. I'm telling you right now, there's another company trying to do the same thing we're doing, and their coin of the month is 120 a month. Ours is 80. Okay, that's the difference of greed versus not greed. You can go all in. We know the 2x2 works if the value is there. If you can go down to the corner store and get a better deal, the whole thing falls apart, no matter how much you're getting paid. Eventually, somebody's going to go. People want value. They want integrity, and they want gold and silver. So on that note, it is an honor, pleasure, and privilege to serve you. Thank you, Cowboy Jeff. Thank you for all of you that I love connecting with you. It's an absolute delight to serve you. I want to find the balance between abandoning you and harassing you. I joke, I don't want to harass you. I don't want to abandon you, but we are here. Please put us to work. Use our energy with your contacts. This is a great opportunity. Hopefully we'll see you tonight. Bring your Q&A. And it's open forum, it's community, it's chill. It's just a great time to learn and to connect. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.